Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. I want to apologize for taking so long to upload a video, but I have spent uh, the recent days, as the title implies, writhing on the floor in pain. I recently had sustained a back injury to my lower back, and it was so bad that I have had to sleep on a camping mat with a light blanket on top of it on the floor. Waking up many, many times in the night on the floor in excruciating pain, sometimes screaming out in pain. Now I am feeling better. I'm going to have to go back to work and do light duty. But it was a very firm reminder of how fickle this world is. It is something that you understand how fragile life is in this saha realm. And you hear about death and destruction all around you. You hear about suffering. But when it hits you, that's when it really puts it in perspective. And just the fact of not being able to go for a walk on a beautiful sunny day has been very difficult for me recently. I just now finished going for a walk. I went to the grocery store and bought a couple of light carryable items, a bottle of vegetable juice, and some other items, very light weight. It also helps me appreciate my mortality. It helps me appreciate that it doesn't take much to upset the balance of health and well-being. This saha world is called the realm of suffering and desire for a reason. It is the realm of suffering and desire. And it's a little easier to take when you read about all the horrendous things that happen to other people in the news. I mean, that sounds terrible, but it's true. I mean, honestly, when it's not us, it doesn't really hit home. We may say, oh, that's sad. Oh, how terrible. Oh, that's outrageous. But it takes on a completely different meaning when it happens to us. And a lot of this time on the floor in the middle of the night when I would wake up in searing pain in my lower back, I would lay there cursing 1 minute and then saying the name of Amida in the next minute. I said a lot of nimbutsu lying on the floor. And the nimbutsu is a vital part of my life. And I like the fact that I've been reminded of this recently by this incident, by this injury. The nimbutsu is not just something I say when I'm feeling all joyful and religious. It's like breathing. It's like eating. It's a necessity of my life. It is an indispensable component of my life. And of course, I have not been in the best frame of mind due to this injury. You know, you tend to become very depressed. You tend to become very morose, and you start to feel very sorry for yourself. You have feelings of loneliness when you're injured, when you're incapacitated, when you're experiencing horrible pain and you don't know how long this pain will last, or indeed if this pain will end. Now, I've had back injuries before, similar to this, not similar to this in a long time. This was pretty bad. But it does cross your mind. Oh shit. Well, what if I'm crippled for life? What if I have to go on disability? What if I have to walk with a cane? It's reality that comes rushing in on you when you least expect it. And whenever you're on that level of suffering, there's a sense of feeling alone in that suffering. You see people moving around freely, enjoying their life, or seemingly enjoying their life. And yet you're hobbling around feeling like a very, very old, decrepit man, hunched over. Now, I'm doing pretty well today. I'm able to move around about pretty well. There's some pain. But I wanted to talk about this because there's so much pain in the world. And so many of us do experience physical pain on a daily basis. I know some of you have written me and told me that you deal with pain on a daily basis, some of my viewers. And my heart goes out to you, especially now, after experiencing this. It makes you appreciate the simple things of life. It makes you appreciate just being able to get up out of a chair and walk. Now, what does this have to do with Amitabha Buddha and Nembutsu? Everything. Because I'm living in the saha realm. I'm living in the realm of suffering and desire. And when you have an injury, those two components of the saha realm come together in total completion. You are suffering and you desire the end of that suffering. And that is basically why Shakyamuni Buddha comprised the Four Noble Truths. Because of suffering and the desire to extinguish suffering from one's life. Now, I could not extinguish what I went through. I had to work through it. This meant doing painful, slow exercises. It meant taking time off of work to recover from this injury. It meant enduring a lot of searing pain in my lower back. It made me angry at times. It made me bitter at times. It gave me a dark point of view. And that's what the Buddha came to help us with. Because I think, speaking for most people, most of us who live, if not all of us who live in this saha realm, we all experience a life of dismal suffering, knowing that one day this life that we've grown accustomed to and familiar with will end. This too was brought home to me. I'm not getting younger. My body's not getting more agile or limber. My metabolism has changed. It is harder for me to lose weight. And because of that, I've gained a little paunch, which puts more pressure on my back. Many of us try to escape the inevitable. We try to escape growing old, sickness, old age, and death. And having been sick, injured, it brought home to me the reality of old age and death that is looming in my life. And now that I have passed the age of 60, it looms for me more than some of you, because some of you are much younger. And I remember when I was younger, I thought I would always be young and agile and healthy and live forever. I would not be like some of these doddering old people around me. And now I am one of these doddering old people. And that's okay. It puts into perspective also why young people feel the way they do toward older people. It's forced me to hearken back on the judgments I've made on other people due to their appearance, not knowing them, not understanding what they had gone through. This is where the term spiritual idiot comes to play. It comes into play in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. Master Shenron said, "We are bamboo, we are spiritual idiots." And in spite of our best of intentions and our best motivation, we always tend to fall short. You can see the mat over here. That's where I'll sleep tonight. I may sleep there for the rest of the week, probably for most of this month, until my back is better. We don't have time to screw around. The world is slipping further and further into degeneration. As we slip further and further into the age of Mappo, the Dharma ending age, we see all around us the chaos and confusion, the raised suicide rate, the social and political instability. Indeed, I think all of us are injured in this day and age as human beings. Our faith in humanity has been injured. Our faith in ourselves and our ability to change the world has been injured. This is why I have said a lot of Nimbutsu during this time of incapacitation. In that sense, it's been good for me. It kept me humble. I don't like it. I don't like it now. I don't like being in this position. I don't like the fact that I'll have to go back to work on light duty. I want to be vital. I want to be active. I want to be happy. I want to feel free. I think that's the thing. We all want to escape the chains of this realm, whatever those chains may be, whether they're emotional, whether they're relationship based, whether they're psychological, whether they're physical, whether they're all of the above. Many of us just want to break them and fly away. One of the posts I made to our Amida G Zoom Sangha in the chat was how I wish to be free How I wished to go to the Pure Land. How I wished for the suffering to stop. This suffering is something that we can't escape on our own. Thus, the madness that goes on around us, the violence, the suicide, the drug addiction, the alcoholism, the divorces, the adultery. The list is endless. I notice when I look at the news, when me and my friends look at the news, one of the things we tend to say is, why would this person do something so blatantly stupid? And I think if I'm honest with myself based on me, the reason you see a heightened activity in people doing stupid things most of the time, many of the times leading to their death, is because they want something exciting in their life. They want to break the monotony. The one thing they fear more than anything is the mundane. Because they fear if they give in to the feelings of mundane life without any added drama or excitement, they'll go mad. And so consequently, people are going mad trying to spice up their life, trying to create or experience some form of relevance, excitement. And many people lose their life doing so. Many people get horribly maimed doing so. Many people bring about the deaths of their friends and loved ones, creating even more havoc in their life, more chaos, more confusion, more despair, more suffering. I don't fear death. I fear suffering. I fear suffering. I fear being here and suffering. I fear the suffering of those I love. I fear growing old. I fear reaching a point in my life when I am not able to take care of myself, to be independent, when I am at the mercy of others who are more than likely not going to care about me, but just see me as some old man strapped in a wheelchair. I hope it doesn't get to that point. But these are factors one has to consider sometimes. Shinran talked about it. He even commented to the effect that one does not have to be a spry, alert person saying Nimbutsu, focused completely on the Nimbutsu when they die, because he saw many people going mad from starvation. And he recognized that the love and compassion and light of Amida far extended whatever they were going through at that time. And I realize this now, having gone through this, and it was just, I say just, it wasn't just. When you're going through something like this, when you feel like you have a knife sticking in your lower back, it's a very deep personal assault on your physical sensibilities. It is an assault. But in the midst of this, it also drove home the fact that no matter what I'm going through, physically, emotional, psychologically, sexually, Amida is there. Amida is always there. Amida does not leave me. His light is there. And so I call upon the name of Amida Buddha. I recite the name of Amida Buddha. Not because it will give me a calm mind or take away my back pain, or as a meditation exercise to divert my mind from my back pain, but because I call upon the name of Amida. Because that's what I do. Because Amida loves me. And as I've said before, Amida Buddha is my truest joy. Amida Buddha is my solace. Amida Buddha is my strength. Amida Buddha is my hope. In the midst of whatever I'm going through, Amida Buddha is there. Namo Amida Butsu.